go. Upshift. Keep left side of track. Upshift. Turn in. Really close. Start squeezing the throttle. Keep going. Turn the wheel. Squeeze hard all the way. Full throttle. Upshift. Brake. Downshift. We have fast car behind us. Let it go by. Release the brakes. Release. Turn in. Start squeezing the throttle. Keep going hard. Full throttle. Upshift. Keep going. Keep going. On the brakes. Downshift. Stay on the brakes. Turning. Release the brakes. Turn more. Start squeezing the throttle. Keep complete right side. All right side of the track. On the brakes. Smooth. Turn in. Release the brakes. Turn more. Start squeezing the throttle and wide to the center. Back to the throttle again. All the way. Keep the left side of the track. On the brakes. Smooth. Stay on the brakes, turning, turn more. Start squeezing the throttle very smooth. Click right back, start squeezing harder, all the way, full throttle. Keep all right side of the track. Small braking, turning, back to the throttle again. Keep complete the left. On the brakes, stay on the brakes, turning, turn more. Start squeezing the throttle and wind, smooth, all the way, full throttle again. Upshift, keep going, upshift. Brake, downshift. Stay on the brakes, downshift again, turn the wheel a little more. Start squeezing the throttle, turn more, squeezing harder, and wind back to the throttle again, all the way. Upshift, keep the left side, brake, downshift, stay on the brakes, dip in the first curving, turn more. Start squeezing the throttle, start squeezing harder, keep complete right side of the track. We don't use second gear. Turn, start squeezing the throttle again, start squeezing harder, back to the throttle again, keep going. Upshift. Brake, stay on the brakes, turning, turn the wheel a little more. Turn more. You gotta be really close to the apex cone. All the way, start squeezing harder, keep right side. On the brakes, smooth, release, start squeezing the throttle again. Start squeezing harder, keep complete the left side. On the brakes, stay on the brakes, turning, release, turn more. Start squeezing the throttle. And wide, full throttle, all the way. Upshift. Keep going. Brake, downshift. One more time. Turn the wheel, release the brakes, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle, and wind full throttle all the way. Upshift, keep left, brake, downshift. Stay on the brakes, turning, release, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle, keep right side, all right side of the track. Small braking, turn the wheel a little more. So squeeze on the throttle, on the brakes, and we have a roadie behind us, we'll let it go by. Turn it a little more. Start squeezing the throttle very smooth. Turn more. Start squeeze hard all the way. Keep right side. All right. Brake. Turn. Back to the throttle again. Keep complete the left side. All left side of the track. Brake. Turn. Back to the throttle again. And wind full throttle all the way. Upshift. Keep going. Upshift. Keep going. Brake. Downshift. Time. Stay in the brakes, turn more. Release the brakes, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle and wind back to the throttle again, all the way. Upshift, keep the left, brake, downshift. Stay on the brakes, turning. Release, turn more. Squeeze on the throttle, turn more. So squeeze harder. Keep right side. On the brake, smooth. Turn in, back to the throttle again. Turn more. Back to the throttle and wide to the center. Full throttle. Keep left. Brake. Stay on the brakes as you turn more. Release the brakes, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle, harder, smooth. Brake, stay on the brakes, turning, so squeeze on the throttle again. Squeeze the throttle, keep complete the left. Brake, stay on the brakes, point to the apex, so squeeze on the throttle. So squeeze harder, keep going all the way. Up. Slice car, up. Brake. Downshift. One more time. Turn more. So squeezing the throttle and wind full throttle. Up. Keep a brake. Downshift. Stay on the brakes. Tip in the brake. Yes. Turn more. So squeezing the throttle. Perfect. Keep right side. Full throttle. That was nice. Brake. Stay on the brakes. Turning more. So squeezing the throttle and wide to the center. Full throttle. Keep all left side of track. Brake. Stay on the brakes. Turn a little more. So squeeze in the throttle. Be patient. Turn more. So squeeze a little harder, turn more. Back to the throttle, keep right side, keep going. Brake, steady brakes, turn. So squeeze on the throttle again. Keep the left side. Brake, stay on the brakes, pointing to the apex. So squeeze on the throttle. Squeeze hard all the way. Upshift. Upshift. Brake, downshift. One more time. Stay on the brakes as you turn, release, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle. And wide, beautiful. Upshift. Keep the left brake. Downshift. Stay on the brakes, turning. Release, turn more. Turn more. So squeeze on the throttle, keep right side and keep going. Brake, smooth. Stay on the brakes, turning more. So squeeze on the throttle. Hard all the way. Back to the throttle again. Brake. Stay on the brakes as you turn, release, and turn more. Turn, turn, turn. Back to the throttle again. Squeeze harder and harder. Keep right side. Keep going. Brake. Stay on the brakes, turn, release, and squeeze on the throttle. Keep the left side. Brake. Stay on the brakes, turning, release, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle. All the way. Keep going. Upshift. Up. Brake. Downshift. Downshift. Stay on the brakes, turn. Release, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle and wide. Back to the throttle again. Upshift. Keep left. Brake. Downshift. Stay on the brakes, turning. Release, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle. That was fast. Keep right side. Brake. Stay on the brakes, turn more. So squeeze on the throttle. And wide, full throttle all the way. Keep the left side. Brake. And we're done the 7 laps.